The Golden State Warriors lost to the Denver Nuggets 114 to 105. This was a huge loss for the Warriors. I have to say that because in this game, Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray and Christian Braun did not play in this game. So that was three key starters from the Nuggets who sat out this game. And obviously, their two stars didn't play in Jokic and Murray. So you would think coming into this game with these two guys sitting out that this is going to be an easy win for the Warriors and they should win this game. But that's not how this game played out. The Warriors ended up losing the game 114 to 105. Now, to me, what really stood out to me in this game was Curry. Curry played like he was like 50 years old, like a senior citizen in this game. His age really showed in this game. Just you got to give credit to the Nuggets swarming defense. How they played Curry was straight up amazing. One of the guys I was very impressed by on the Nuggets side was Peyton Watson. Just the way he was able to stay in front of Curry a lot of times, force him into difficult shots was amazing. And I think Peyton Watson's like 6'8", 6'9". His length, his athleticism really bothered Curry throughout this game, and he was switching a lot on him. And Curry really couldn't get by him with the first step. That's one thing I've noticed. Another sign that Curry's getting old, that he just could not create the space to just drive by this guy easily. And if he wasn't switching on Curry, you had Michael Porter Jr. who was switching on Curry. Porter is like 6'10", so that's another large, lanky defender right there. And those guys are switching back and forth on many possessions, which made it very difficult for Curry to get off a clean shot. Then you had Russell Westbrook, who was also swarming Curry at times with his quick, aggressive nature and his speed and his athleticism. Even at old age, Westbrook still has a great deal of athleticism left in which he can really bother you on both ends of the court, especially defensively. He can really bother you. In this game, he had like 3 steals and 2 blocks. But the guy I would say that was a player of the game for the Nuggets was Aaron Gordon. This guy dropped 38 points on 14 of 23 shooting from the field. That's basically above 60%. And then he was 4 of 6 from 3, which would be 66% shooting. Insane. He had 6 rebounds, 3 assists, and 0 blocks. But he just had an amazing game. He dominated this game. He also owned Draymond a lot of times this game. When Draymond was switched on him, he just punished him with his strength, bullied him, which I loved seeing because I hate Draymond Green. Speaking of Draymond, there was a funny stretch. I think it was in the third quarter where the Nuggets had like scored 8 or 10 straight points on it. It was like for several straight possessions, they were switching off on Draymond, and whoever Draymond was guarding was scoring straight on him. So I know that had to really hurt Draymond Green's pride to get embarrassed during that sequence, to give up like 10, 12 points in that run. Just straight up humiliation. Draymond really looked old on the defensive end during that stretch. I did enjoy seeing that. And if you're the Warriors, this is a very tough loss. You look at the standings. I'm just going to pull it up right now. Yeah, with this loss, the Warriors are still in 6th place. Didn't really hurt them that much, I guess. I was wrong about that since the Timberwolves lost also. So the Timberwolves are 1 game behind them. But I think it did hurt the Warriors in a sense to gain ground in the standings. They weren't able to do that with this loss. This win was very important for the Nuggets because they had lost to the Wizards the other night, which is a terrible loss since the Wizards are a lottery team. You've got to get wins against these lottery teams if you're an elite team like the Nuggets. Game's win allowed the Nuggets to stay in 3rd place. They have a crucial game coming up this week against the Lakers, which can really determine whether or not they get home court in the first round because the West is so close. I think if they beat the Lakers in this game, they will get the tiebreaker. If not, I think they might already have the tiebreaker against them, but still, they want to get this win just to give them some more room in the standings between them and the Lakers. But this was a great win by them. I would say terrible loss by the Warriors. Another thing I would say about this game is that that the Warriors as a team, they shot poorly from three, 8 of 33, 24 from 3-point range. One thing I made the observation is that Steph Curry has never been able to win a championship without another prolific shooter. If you think about it, the first championship he had Klay Thompson, who was a great shooter, all-time great, and then his second and third championships, he had Durant and Klay. And then during the last championship, he had Klay on his last legs. And then you had Jordan Poole, who shot out of his ass for that run. The Warriors don't have a great three-point shooter next to him. If you look at their team, I guess maybe you could say Buddy Hield, but I don't think he's consistent enough. And without having a great three-point shooter next to him, I don't think they're going to go far in the playoffs. This team is most likely a first-round and out team. The Nuggets really exposed a lot of holes in their defense in this game, and I think they'll get exposed during the playoffs. Just it's too easy to go after Curry now since he doesn't have legit shooters around him. You can trap him more. You can do a lot of great switches on him, and it weakens his center of gravity when he doesn't have another great three-point shooter. Jimmy Butler is not a three-point shooter. He had a great game tonight, 23 points on 50% shooting, but he was 1 of 4 from 3, which I think will hurt them during the playoffs because they don't really have a guy who can consistently space the floor for Curry, and that weakens his center of gravity. Just one observation I wanted to point out from this game.